Morning, everybody. Morning, everybody. What is this? Day 20, I believe. We're probably about 100 meters from the top of the climb out of Black River, but power was becoming an absolute necessity. So with down tools, we found this nice little gap where the sun's shining through. I'll quickly show you because you'll probably get lens flare. The phone was down to 6%. The watch was down to 8%. I can't tell you what the watch is at, but the phone's already back up at 12 and it's already charging. It's only been on for like 3 minutes, so we will now just chill here for a while, which is good because it's a beat up. It's a rough fire trail and it's vertical. It's pretty yeah. How you going? And once I get out of here today, I'm only 50 meters from the top. I'm bugger all from the top, but power won out. I'd like to have got to the top, sat at the top, went yay, and sat down and chilled for a while, but it's alright, my legs will recover. We've only got like 60 meters left looking at the topo just then, so that's alright. And I think the aim today, as my book's falling out of my pocket, it's obviously telling me I should be having a better look. Let's see. So what is that anyway? That's 2, 4, 6. Yes, there's a 600 meter climb coming out of Black River, and it's a I mean, the grade shown on the maps, one of those ones that you go, oh, it's vertical. So I'm in the last bit where it's starting to taper off. I've just finished the most vertical part, and that was the most vertical part. That was crazy. And then the rest of the day is pretty, I might have a 100 meter climb. I sort of hold the grade and then I dip down through Fiddler's Green. And that's it really. I dip down to Fiddler's Green, maybe a slight climb, maybe a 50 meter climb coming out of Fiddler's Green over like 4k, so nothing, just cruise up. And then we have a donkey drop down into bloody Red Jacket. I mean, that's just straight down again. That's nuts. And then tomorrow starts with a 400 meter climb. And then about 500 down into Thompson River. Spelt wrong. Anyway, they can't help that. So yeah, no, today's going to be cruisy. Hang on, solar is getting in the way of things, so just wait a sec. Should not see it on the sun. All fixed. I think the breeze just pushed my bag over, that's all. So yes, otherwise I think it's alright today, and today looks, it's freaking on fire trail and actual you know, it's probably dirt road, but you know, road. So and the climb out tomorrow is fire trail, which means it's going to be tough. And then road, once you get the Thompson River, then more fire trail, and then just single trail to camp. But tomorrow is all uphill. The whole day is uphill. That'll be a slog. That shall be a slog. And then we're up on the Bawbor Plains, the Bawbor Plateau at that point, so that's pretty flat as well. Now my thought process was I'd get to the campsite closest to the top of Mount Erica for the final night and then descend there. If I have a great day, I'm just having a look at it now. Having a look at it now. Tomorrow's the big one. It's all uphill. The next day is relatively flat. I mean, it is single trail, but looks fine. It's all flat to Mount Erica, but then Mount Erica you can bomb, right? And I'm thinking Mount Erica I could make it to Mushroom Rocks, so I could make it to Mount Erica car park. What's that do for me? I mean, I'd like to shorten my day. Mount Erica car park is there, that's 20 k's then to the finish. And it has nothing but descent. There's just this one small climb out of the Thompson River which we go near again. And it's only maybe 150 meters after descending the whole time. You pop over that and then down to Poverty Point, and then Poverty Point is just like sort of a slow, very slow incline all the way to Valhalla. I think that's perfectly fine. I think that's doable. The one that's tough's tomorrow because it's all uphill. It's all uphill tomorrow. Let me just put the book down. So today we'll probably get in. Look, we're going to burn a lot of time here. Phone is slowly getting there. It's going to need a lot more than that. So we might burn an hour just sitting here doing nothing. And then we'll forego trying to get into camp, you know, with plenty of sun left, I guess. I might have to do this again at some point in the day, stop and, you know, see how everything's going. I do have a battery pack in that's charging as well at the same time. So the watch is charging, the phone is charging. If I put one more charge into the mini's done for the trip. It won't need any more charging after that. So if I might just plug it as I'm starting to walk with these guys finished. I'll plug the extra cord into that. I'm just going to charge one power bank. I'm not going to even try and get two to go. I'll just charge one. put all my efforts into one, and I'll run all the peripherals around it. So I'll charge the headlamp, which is still 75%, and I'll charge the Mini, and the Mini will get to 100% because it's at 60 I believe at the moment. So get it to 100%, and then that's it. It won't need anything for the rest of the trip, so that'll be one thing I don't have to worry about. And that's it. But I need to get some power into the power bank so I can at least do 2 charges of the iPhone. So that's the thing today. And the poor solar panel has copped an absolute pizzling in this trip. So much bashing and banging in some spaces that it hanging off the back, it's really copped it. So anyway, I'm just going to chill here for a while. I'm not going to talk to you for the whole time, so I'll see you all later on. Evening all. It's the end of day 20, right? 20. It was just nothing. There's nothing today. We had that monster climb to come out of Black River. Alright. That's fine. That was something there. After that, I mean, it was a fly trail the whole day, and we just rolled along. The only part that should have been single trail was at the top here, up at Mountain Victor, halfway, about a third of the way down. You then roll on the single trail, then you go up on a ridge and then descend down into here. I bypassed that. I'm having heaps of trouble with that left shin muscle, to the point that I have hobbled, and I have taken 3 ibuprofen Tic Tacs just in the afternoon to get me through to here. That's in really bad shape at the moment. Really hoping it knows what's going on and settles down. We just hobbled the day, so I took the alternate route, which was basically just the road you were on. Instead of taking the single trail and then coming down that steep ridge, you just stayed on the road, right? And you came to Red Jacket. So I'm actually at Red Jacket, camping in the little, I don't know, parking area. I don't know what it is. Anyway, the bridge is just over there. The water's just over there. The noisy freaking animals are just over there. Oh, there's lots of those down here. God, it's noisy. And they're not pleasant sounds. Stray animals do not make pleasant sounds. Oh my gosh. So anyway, we bypassed that. We were able to come down the fire trail, and the fire trail was just recently regraded, so they've got in and fixed it up. But it was just a gentle grade the whole way down, so I could sort of control how much pain I was putting that ankle, that shin through. So I'm hoping that pays off. I couldn't have controlled it if I'd done the single trail and then come down the steep ridge like last night. Last night I think cooked it. It'd been an issue, I believe, since Crosscut Saw. Right, there was a lot of right to left, right? So you're walking right to left, so your left leg was down and it was doing all the heavy lifting and balancing for you, right? And I think the shin started to get a bit dirty that day. I sort of noticed it, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. And then yesterday it was sort of bruised, but it was okay. We trundled through, but that descent going into Black River sometimes was nearly uncontrollable, and the amount of downed wood that we had to climb over, it just put it to the sword, and I think it just went nut. And this morning it woke up and went, we're not playing, so I have hobbled the whole day. It doesn't like uphills, that's its problem. It does not want to do uphills. It wants me to stay on the ball of my foot and not put my foot down. So when I'm going up, especially up a fire trail, I try and put my whole foot down. So that's like extends your calf muscle, right? But I try and put my whole foot down so my whole foot is bearing, because sometimes these fire trails, if you put your ball, just the ball of your foot down, that's not enough contact patch to hold you there. You need your whole foot, right? So that's how I've been going, but now it doesn't want you. It just doesn't want to. It just says no, and you have to do the ball of your foot, right? So I noticed that this morning. And for some reason, in the back of my head, somewhere, says I had a very similar issue on the human hovel. I'll have to go back and watch the videos, but I feel somewhere on the human hovel, I stopped putting my whole foot down, and I ended up going on the ball of my foot. I'm sure that's a thing. But anyway, I think my injuries I'm getting this time, apart from the right foot tendon issue, that's totally, I've not had that on a long walk before. That's the first time. and it lasted 8 days. It took 8 days for it to give up and just go with the flow. I don't have that much time for this shin. I'd really like to wake up tomorrow and have it go, fine, let's do this, because tomorrow is all climbing. Crazy amount of climbing. So we've got Mount Eastern, something like that, then Mount Little Eastern. We've got those to do, right? So we will walk across, follow the river Jordan River, which is next to us right now, which you may hear when I'm not waffling. We'll walk along that to Blue Jacket, and then when you get to Blue Jacket, you go up, and it's not 650 up, it's like a 250 up, so that's doable. And effectively, it's effectively like, you know, when you get to Blue Jacket, you go up all the way over, hitting Mount Eastern and Little Eastern and down the other side. That's like a 7k mountain climb, right? Up and over. I mean, I don't think they all consider it one piece, but when you look at the elevation profile, it's just one big ass mountain, right? Then you descend in the Thompson River. So I'm going water light tomorrow. I'm not. I topped up my bottles now, but I would drink happily, and actually go light. I might just have one 1 litre bottle, and that's it. Go super light, because my food bag's now only got 2 days worth of food in it. We just went through that earlier, and all I have extra is a cheese stick and one hot chocolate satchel. I did have an extra protein bar, but I'll eat that tomorrow, because tomorrow's a big day. Like I say, you go over that mountain, hit Thompson River, walk out of Thompson River, and then the whole rest of that day, once you walk out, the whole rest of that day is climbing. Because the day after that is Ball Plateau, right, which is way up high. So the whole of the afternoon will be spent climbing. So I'm in a bit of fear as to how tomorrow will go with this leg, because it's only 24 k's. I mean, it was similar distance to today, and we made today look stupid. To be fair, as I said last night, we'd run out of power, right? We got up in the morning, we had 15% on our watch, and we had 20% on the phone, right? Which I had shut down, and luckily I woke up, you know, like 4:45, and I went, that'll do. We'll just slowly get moseying now. So I used it, and we just headed up the hill until the sun appeared. And then we sat around for about 40 minutes while I waited it to charge to 40%. And the phone went to 40%. The watch was a bit higher, 60 somewhere there. And then we did another stop again when we went to Selma Road. When we hit that junction, I stopped there because at that point my ankle is, my shin, is just unbearable. And it's like, fine, let's stop. We're just going to stop. And I'm just going to plug all my stuff in and just let them charge. And the phone, it was down low, I guess, probably around 18-19% again. So I got it back up to almost 50. And the watch went max. It tapped out. It went, thank you. So then I didn't charge the watch for the rest of the day. I charged the Garmin Mini, my tracking device. I charged that for the rest of the day, and when I shut it down, it was at 98%. So 3 days left. It doesn't have to be touched now. It'll go right down and get me to the end. The watch should be still high because it was more than halfway through the day when it was at 100. So hopefully it's around the 65-70% mark, which means I can get through tomorrow without a charge on it. Because at the moment, my iPhone I've turned off. Actually, it died at 1% when we got here. I just had enough time to save what we did today, and it blanked out. So it's in my pocket with the power bank that's been plugged in all day to the solar, and it's been charged by the power bank. And the power bank went from 2 bars to 1 bar really quickly, so iPhone absolutely smashes them. So it'll go back on the solar tomorrow, and we may have to make stops like we did today. We made 3 stops today. I made one late in the evening on this road coming in here. There was just a spot, and my feet have... So I stopped there and charged it up, which was good, but that was sort of not the purpose why I stopped. I stopped because now I've got to that point, and it happened on the human hole as well, that my feet, all the walking you do, in the end your feet sort of spread. They sort of flatten and spread, and then they get swollen, right? And I've got that now. I had heaps of room in my shoes when I started. Like, seriously, you could have put, you could have hid stuff in the end of the shoes that I have. When I started, now there's no room, right? My feet are crammed in there. Now, only some of that is tape. I mean, if anything, the tape is holding my feet tighter together. But I've totally filled it out. So now what's happening is I'm starting to get rubs and sore spots on. And in fact, I've even got a tiny blister on my pinky toe. That's on the top side. It's not on the sides. It's not underneath. It's on the top, where the top of the shoes are rubbing on your foot now. Which, 2 days ago I didn't have that. So what I'd done effectively was I'd stopped that 3rd time, and I was applying tape to all these places to, appease my feet, which have done so well not to get a mark on them. Now I've got, I'm sure there's probably blisters underneath some of the tape. I have to have a look. Not now. When I have my first shower and I can take the tape off, because at the moment the tape and I are one thing. So some of the tape's been on for a couple of weeks. If it ain't broke, I'm not taking it off to fix it. It's perfect, so leave it on and just go over it. Effectively, that's what happens. When the tape starts to loosen, because it's material, it will loosen, and it's still attached to you, but it's not quite giving you the same support that you had before. I just go straight over the top. Get me that support that I need in that particular place that I was looking for, and away I go. So anyway, that's what we stopped for. And doing that, just lucked out that the phone survived and gave me 1% as we got down into the bottom here. It's such a hungry little thing for power. It's crazy. The problem is, and this is a big problem, is that I can't keep the Ks per hour that I did last year. Now, I think I have through the middle where I didn't have any injuries, but when I get an injury, I'm back down to the 2.5 K per hour, right? Which means that cruisy 25K day, which I should do in 8 hours, is now 10, 11 hours, right? Which means you're not getting into camp with a couple of hours of sunlight. You're getting into camp on dusk, or an hour after. So I'm not getting that opportunity to lay the solar out and just have everything rest and charge at the end of the day. That I did have on the human hole, right? The only times that didn't happen is when I double dayed. So pretty much every day nearly on the human hole I was using the solar at camp, just hanging in a tree or something, charging all my appliances. So I haven't had that here, and that's a huge difference. If I give the solar panel a chance to sit still and enjoy the sun fully, it does the job. It's when you're walking, you're twisting and turning and fluttering in amongst all the trees and all that sort of stuff, it just can't eke out enough from what it's getting from the filtered sun to fill everything. So I mean, that's my fault. So But that's not going to change. We got bejeebers. 3 more days. 3 more days. That's in my head. 3 more days, Matt. 3 more days. Tomorrow's the big one. Tomorrow's the big one. It's way a lot of up. There's a potential of being 2,000 plus meters of up tomorrow. So if that's the case, this leg's got to be on the game. Holy crap! Please be on the game. Please work tomorrow. I mean, it is so sore right now and stiff. And I've applied, more drugs to it. I even sat there and counted all my Nurofen and then divvied it out to how many I have per day. That's how sad it's got. Oh dear. I mean, the human hovel, I think I took maybe 3 or 4 for the whole trip. Here, I've almost used 2 trays, which is what, 20? And I have a 3rd tray. And that'll almost be gone, so it'll be near 30 that I've used. So that's more than 1 a day. Far out. I need a new hobby that doesn't hurt me. So we have to get through tomorrow. We've got to get up to the top, Borbor Plateau. We get up to the top, and then tomorrow and then the day after that is dead flat, right? Dead flat across the plateau. I mean, look, you got ups and downs, but considering everything that we've been doing here, it's freaking flat as hell. So we should be able to bop across it. So my minimum for the day after, because it's then the last night for the shoot into town, is Mount Erica. But I would really, really, really love to get down to Mushroom Rocks or beyond. I'm even contemplating doing a little bit of night hiking just to get myself down, because then I'll do my standard last day, and that is up long before the birds and get a third of the trail done before the sun gets up. And then I can be done mid-morning. That's really what I want to do. I want to be done mid-morning because I've got two food drops that I'd put in on this side. One of them is on the top of Hotham, so I want to get to that, and it'll be the second one I pick up. I want to get to that before it gets too late in the day, because that's a crazy bit of road to go down into Blight from there. It's just, and I don't want to be doing that in the dark, and I don't want to be doing that. Man, I wouldn't want to be doing that anytime, but I have to. But I'd much rather do it when it's mid-afternoon if possible. That's a long drive to get there. So that's my aim. So tomorrow I have to survive. That's the name of the game. Tomorrow, survive. If I survive and my leg's half decent, next day, just crush the time. Crush it. Get as close to the finish as you possibly can to shorten your last day. And the last day, up and run on gels and adrenaline to the finish. That's it. So the videos might be crap at that point, but I mean, who says they aren't now? But the footage, again, will be I mean, they never are crash shot on the last day, because it is me just single-mindedly trying to get to the finish. But I mean, even today, look, today you're going to have more of me talking than you are footage of the trail, right? Because the trail literally is just boring ass fire trail. This is a moving day, right? This is taking you from Mount Clear, High Cone, the Knobs, all that area, right? And this is just traveling you across to then get you to getting you up to Thompson River and up onto Borbor Plateau. It's just a moving day, right? It's just to get you from point A to point B. That's all it is. So there wasn't really anything interesting going on. There was nothing entertaining. So There's been a few days like that where they are just moving days, just getting you to where you need to go to for the next site. All right, so I mean that can't be helped. But anyway, something though. I mean, I'm very proud of this. Today I peed twice, and it was clear. I know it doesn't sound big, but it has to be over a week since I can say that, because we finished off the Barren Barries yesterday afternoon, right? Which means now that horrible word saddle isn't attached to everything, which means no water. We now have, as you can see, Jordan River is going now. I had Black River last night, Jordan River tonight. Tomorrow, holy shit, I hope tomorrow around 11 o'clock will be the Thompson River, and we hit the Thompson River again on the last day, right? It's only getting up in the mount. It's only getting up to Bauble Plateau. I'm not too sure what the water situation is up there, but yeah, since you got off the Barren Barries, there's plenty of water, right? So you drink, you fill, have a great time. So that's been fine. And I only drank a litre today anyway. Like, because I was hobbling so much, I just wasn't gassing myself and breaking a sweat. So I didn't even need the water because I was basically just shuffling along. That could be the case tomorrow. Let's see. But we also may have stops for the solar again tomorrow. Because I think tomorrow doesn't work so well with the solar. Today, there's a really good period where I was just heading away from the sun. So there was this really great period where the solar was just grabbing everything for a really long time. I don't think that's the case tomorrow. I think we're zonking and zigging and ducking and diving all over the place tomorrow. It's no straight lines anywhere. That's crazy. So I think that'll be tough for the solar. It's a perk up. It is a weekend tomorrow, right? Today is a Friday, I believe. Tomorrow must be. I talked to a dude and his young kids who buggered off from school early to go camping. So tomorrow's Saturday. Maybe the Thompson River has people down there. Maybe I'll bum some charge off somebody down there. I mean, if I'm going to sit around for an hour, I might as well steal it off their car, and I know full well it's good charge, right? Let's see what happens. Anyway, 3 days. That's in my head. 3 days. Just get it done, Matty. I think that's about it, guys. I've just been rambling for way too long, haven't I? I'm actually tired now. So, it'll be time for me to have a kip, I think. I'll have a kip for a little while. I'll have to put my loops in tonight so that I don't hear all the crazy ass animals that are around here. But I have to say, I haven't seen, and this is something that I'm just, I haven't seen a native kangaroo or wallaby, right? So I haven't seen any of our native animals on trail now since, when would have been the last time I saw one? I don't remember. I don't even know if I saw one in a big park. That's the thing. Oh, hang on. Yes, I did. I saw wallabies and kangaroos at, is it Bayuna campground? It's something like that. What day was that? That was up and over, out of Gill Creek. No, that's not the one. So that would have been Mount Wilson Day. Alright, that would have been Mount Wilson Day. When was that? Freaking ages ago. Yet I have seen deer. So much deer. Horses. Cows. Nothing native. But I've seen plenty of those. I haven't seen a yeah, like I say, that was the last time I saw a native animal. Not counting, dirty possums who are just everywhere. So, yes, it's really weird, isn't it? I've been in national parks for such a long time, and I'm not seeing any native animals. They're all foreign animals. Anyway, I'm spazzing out right now, so that is it from me. That's the end of day 20. 21 tomorrow. Let's see how we go, hey? Let's see how we go. We just have to get to our minimum. Get to our minimum, and we're set. That's all we've got to do. I've made my minimum ever since I sat down at the halfway mark and looked at the time, the days I had, and I allotted campsites I have made or beaten every single one. So twice I've gone past. So Gill Creek was one. I'm glad I didn't camp there. I went climbed out of there, and I stayed at Sunnyside instead, which was a great choice because that was a great little campsite. And then the Viking, I did not stay in Viking Saddle. Another great choice when you come through the obstacle course coming out of Viking Saddle. I've never seen so many trees down. It's like they picked up all the down trees for the whole of the trail and then put them in that one 500 meter space. Never seen anything like it. Crazy. And then, so I came out of there. Where did I end up? Did I make it to Camp Creek? I must have made it to Camp Creek. How did I make it to Camp Creek? No, I can't. Where did I get to? Yes, I did make it to Camp Creek. That is true. So the only two where I've gone past the sites I designated in the book as my campsites. Otherwise, I've ended up at them each time. So a couple of days have obviously been shorter because I'd gone, obviously further, right? But this is my aim, was to get here. So we did do it. Last night I'm aimed to get to Black River, and I did do it, although there's a lot of night hiking to get there. So if we meet the minimums, we get out on the right time. So let's see how we go. Tomorrow I just make my minimum and I'm gold. It's only 24k, right? It's only 24k. It's just 2,000 meters vertical. That's all. What's that, man? That's all right. You can do that in your sleep now. Not usually. All right. Crazy. I've been talking for a stupid amount of time. All right, everybody. You have a good night. All right. Sleep tight. Hope your beds are more comfortable than mine. Mine's not bad. My Nemo pad is actually really cool. I like my Nemo pad. So I'm not really complaining, but it doesn't beat my Queen mattress at home. So yeah, you know what I mean. Alright, nighty all. Catch you later.